They're going to fall, they're going to stumble, they're going to have trouble. Our job is to help them bounce back from it, not to hold them to some perfect standard. Say, when you mess up, and everybody does, we're here to help. Foster care has become an intergenerational problem. By the time I left the bench, I was seeing second, third, fourth generation kids in foster care. What that tells us is we didn't do a very good job when we had their great-grandparents. We didn't do a very good job when we had their grandparents, and we didn't do any better when we had those parents. So what makes us think it's going to be any different today? I mean, what's the layman's definition of insanity? Do the same thing over and over and hope for a better result? If we want a better result, we need to consider doing something different rather than just going along with the program.
And that's what made me start thinking differently and stopping the reasons for these kids going into foster care. And it really was about making those connections and finding out what the families were and treating the families that they were the experts in their own lives. They knew what was going on and they knew what they needed. And when you communicate with them and listen, truly listen and have that and be okay with the silence and let them talk to you in their own time, you really learn a lot about them.
These institutions, they're not built for us. You know, there's barriers, there's burdens, it is a difficult path. It's very difficult. So many times I felt I was climbing that mountain with my two children on my back, you know, and this system and this school, it's turned me as a communal person into an individualist. Got used to always being alone and walking that journey alone, and learned to respect and be comfortable with solitude. And I felt just stuck, you know, and I wasn't stuck. I was over here pursuing a higher education and trying to get where I needed to be because I want to provide that stability for my children, you know, and that mountain, you know, carrying my children on my back up this mountain on my own, you know, on my own. It was so hard. But I pursued my higher education and achieved in a 5-year plan my associates in social work and psychology, my bachelor's in social work, my now master's in social work in 5 years, and was accepted into 5 honor societies. And this woman right here, she was most of the time that one at the top with her hand down. I'm here for you. And sometimes that was the only hand I would see.
Hi, my name is Shamise Dempsey. I just graduated with my master's in social work from the Advanced Standing program at San Diego State University. I'm Paiute from the Tejon area and Yaqui and Chippewa Ojibwe on my father's side. And I'm also a mother of 3, so I've managed to successfully complete my program as a single mom. So it's such an amazing feeling to know that I was able to do that. We don't have too many Native people in these roles. So to be able to hear their insight and what they've gone through and be able to hear suggestions of what not to do and what we can do better, I really respect, because I really want to come into this field in a good way and do what I can to help the people and to bring healing and support and empower and not to bring further disconnect or oppression that has impacted our people for so many years. What I want to see within the field of social work is the Indian people being able to come together, the Indian people being able to heal. All these forms of colonization that still currently have the impacts that are so ingrained in our people and have impacted our family dynamics, have impacted our culture, our ceremonies, our songs, our language, our children, our families. There's just so much impact. I really hope that with us new social workers coming in and the ones that we have now can really bring about the support for the healing, the empowerment, the motivation to keep our people from oppressing themselves and oppressing one another's. So my hopes is that our community can come together and support one another and guide one another, and we can heal as a people. So that's what I would really love to see.
These students who are coming through are going to be part of changing the world, that the little ones that they're going to be helping, being that person that comes into a family, comes into a child's life. We're changing the future generations. And everything that I've learned in community from working with Kumeyaay folks, from working with people all over the areas, we're looking at 7 generations forward always. We're looking 7 generations back.
When you work with communities, especially Native communities, there's a certain respect that you have to acknowledge where these people come from.
The asking of the ancestors to do these things here and being able to have people like Ivan come and keep that fire. We've been keeping that fire since 2019, and the students really got to share in that today and have that experience.
We brought all our students, non-Native and Native students, African American, Latino, Caucasian, all our students came today, and they all felt indigenous to this moment. So it was beautiful.
It was really precious today seeing how many people turned out to this event, even with the rain.
My biggest takeaway from today was how beautiful the interaction of all of the different students coming together and learning about Native community and culture. I have the honor of serving at the Southern California American Indian Resource Center this year, and I just really felt such strong connection and groundedness, and I feel that this experience has helped me connect even further with the community that I'm serving.
There is change happening in our court systems, and I think that is one of the most important things that we can do to help our Indigenous children and our Indigenous families. There's hope and there's change happening, and we can be a part of that.
Growing up as my grandma was the director of ICWA on my reservation, it's good to see it in my academic setting, to see other students learn about it and really see the difference and really label it as the golden law that we're trying to set this social work around.
With teams like this, it'll help, other people engage in making sure that, the child is in a good welfare. I want to be part of this team. I know that that's where my gift is and my dreams are.
The most important thing that Native people have is their children and their culture. And I think that if you can remember that, not only working with our tribal partners, but with all families, those are our most precious gifts, and we should never forget that. And we were reminded of that today.
There's so many people in our communities who are creating creative change for the embodiment of future generations. This is never absent of great support, love, loyalty, connection, compassion, empathy, kindness towards each other. As I speak of this land acknowledgement, we honor in remembering the many circles creating the overlapping connections of our humanity and ancestral connections. We stand upon a land that carries the footstep of millennia of Kumeyaay people. They are a people whose traditional lifeways intertwine with a worldview of earth and sky in a community of living beings. This land is part of a relationship that has nourished, healed, protected, and embraced the Kumeyaay people to the present day. It is part of a worldview founded in the harmony of cycles of the sky and balance and the force of life. For the Kumeyaay, red and black represents the balance of those forces that provide us with harmony within our bodies as well as the world around us. As students, faculty, staff, and alumni of SDSU, we acknowledge this legacy from the Kumeyaay. We promote this balance in life as we pursue our goals of knowledge and understanding. We find inspiration in the Kumeyaay spirit to open our minds and hearts. It is the legacy of red and black. It is the land of Kumeyaay. Yeah, hun, my heart feels good.